Hey, what's going on, folks? Captain Forest here, and today I'm going to be scaling my favorite character from Marvel, and that is, of course, Captain Marvel herself. I'll be going over all of her abilities and all of her stuff. Big shout outs to Phoenix for also helping me with uh, some of the threads, and also adding some stuff for Captain Marvel. And shout outs to Korin because he helped me with some of the AP scaling and some of her other abilities and feats that she's performed throughout the comics. And I'll go over my favorite character, of course, Captain Marvel. So let's begin. So attack potency, she should be like universal plus to low multiversal. She clapped a mind controlled Wonder Man. This is the same Wonder Man that slugged the likes of Thor, who's beaten like Hyperion, who was able to survive like two universes collapsing on top of him, and he didn't die. She's also like clocked a bloodlusted sentry and was able to hold her own against a cosmic Ghost Rider in the comics in the Avenger run. So yeah, that's like Wonder Man like hurting Thor on like a good few occasions. That's like Hyperion and Wonder Man going at it, and that's Thor like whooping Hyperion, the same Hyperion who survived two universes collapsing on top of him, which is the low multiversal scaling. And this is like Miss Marvel, of course, Captain Marvel, like taking out like a bloodlusted sentry. And then this is another scan of Cosmic Ghost Rider. Like she was able to like do well in a beam struggle. He had to like resort to like getting his like gun out because like his cosmic blast alone wasn't enough, and she was actually like she was doing very well in that fight. Also in her binary form, she was able to like body a herald and beat the collector who tanked attacks from Sentry. I can't remember his name, but he's like one of the fire heralds. She like in her binary she whooped him, like headbutted him and punched him. And this is her in her binary form, like just impaling the collective. And then of course this is Sentry like hurting the collective and he's tanking the attack. So yeah, that's pretty much it for like the AP. I'll go into the speed. So she should have immeasurable speed. Wonder Man, of course, he's able to keep up with Thor, Hyperion, and Hercules, as he's clashed with them on many occasions. This is the same Thor who's able to like tag and clap like Silver Surfer, who himself has like immeasurable speed because he can travel through time with just his raw speed alone. And this is just like the different occasions they've been able to like react to each other. And that's like the immeasurable speed scaling of like Silver Surfer just traveling through time with raw speed alone. And another impressive thing, she was able to like beat Quicksilver's like speed record for like capturing for like capture the flag. She like bodied his like record, like his best record, and she blitzed it. So that's just another impressive feat, just to prove how fast like Miss Marvel can definitely be. And that's pretty much it for like her speed and AP. Onto her abilities. So her like her iconic abilities and more notable abilities is her energy absorption and slash like energy nullification. So Captain Marvel's well-known ability to absorb anything energy-based in nature, which in turn like amps her powers. She was able to like absorb the energy from a reality stone, and when she absorbs energy as well, she can turn into her binary form, which is pretty impressive. So this was her fight with Star when Star had the reality stone infused in her, and Captain Marvel was absorbing the energy so that obviously they didn't get vaporized. And then she was able to like absorb energy from a blast from Iron Man's suit, absorbed energy blast from guns, absorbed a new energy blast that was created by Stiltman, and she like blasted it at his nuts, and she started laughing with her friends, with her friend during like some dinner while they were eating lunch. And she's also absorbed like Blue Marvel's like photon blast to like power her up and get into binary. She can also absorb lightning. She absorbed Sentry's Blast that has the power to destroy 1,000 exploding suns. That's also low end. But like, just to prove that she can absorb these high level of concentrated energy. She was also able to absorb a vibro energy shield, like a field that was like trapping them. So she absorbed that. She absorbed thermal nuclear energy from a warhead, so she can absorb radiation, which is pretty impressive. And this was like to neg the warhead so it didn't kill everyone. And she absorbed like the radiation from one of the Hulks, which amps her as well. She can also, in her binary, I believe, but I think she can do this in base too. She can absorb like subatomic particles and absorb all the energy from a black hole, causing it to collapse into nothingness. Also, she has like near limitless supply of energy. So she can like, she's basically, she can keep absorbing as much energy as she likes, without the worry of like running out. So this is her opponent like underestimating her, saying like, like I can access like the potential of power. I can access the potential power of your top limit. And then he's like getting like really confused. He's like, wait, nothing's happening, and then he just gets negged. And then his energy gets absorbed. And she's absorbed like cosmic energy. And she's absorbed energy from a substation that Iron Man states is enough to power up a satellite. And also, this is just another thing Phoenix put there. In her binary form, she's resistant to heat as she survives the surface of the sun. It's pretty cool. And she's also absorbed like a blast from Thanos' stone. And she can also absorb magic. There is this misconception that like in her like old like her older runs, like she had problems absorbing magic, but like later on she's shown to like get better at absorbing magic, like how she even helped Doctor Strange absorb magic. And she also survived. She was stabbed like by a magic sword, and she absorbed the magic from it and like created an area of effect, completely pushing everyone back, and she didn't die. She survived, absorbing the magic energy from it. So that's pretty much it for like an energy absorption feats. She also has some skill feats, which is pretty good. She has some fighting skill. She's very knowledgeable on pressure points. She's able to like outskill Mystique in like close quarters combat. This Mystique, while disguised as Sabretooth, was fighting a group of ninja armed with stealth suits and advanced weaponry. So this is just some skill feat scaling, of course. And she beats them. In character as well, she loves like beating up her foes from the start before anything happens. So she likes to she's like a spurg fighter, but she likes to like go in and beat the shit out of her opponents. If she's pushed enough, she will definitely go for the kill. So she will turn morals off if need be. She's also like outskilled a copy of herself, who has like the same abilities and skill. So she's beaten herself in a mirror match, which is pretty cool. She also fights like a Kree warrior. Kree warriors basically fight on pure instinct, and their main goal is to beat the shit out of you before you know what's happening. So she's very skilled. She's also beaten Rogue, like despite Rogue having her powers. Also, like I believe this was when Miss Marvel like had her energy absorbed, and this was like I think she was weakened in that fight, but she was still able to clap Rogue. And she's also very proficient in judo. and she was able to like beat up Gamora and Foderizer and outskill her, and I think Captain Marvel was holding back in that fight too. And this is like the same Gamora as well that knows like 83% of the universe's combat techniques. And this is just more like some skill showings. Of course, this is like her like instinctive fighting. She fights very instinctively. So again, it's all part of like her Kree like heritage and what, you know, her Kree DNA, like the Kree warrior inside of her. So she fights like very instinctively. And she was able to beat a guy who had like powers that were like specifically designed to like counteract Captain Marvel, and she still whooped his ass, which is pretty impressive. And also just some more evidence that she does know how to use pressure points, and she will use it in combat when need be, dealing with like very annoying foes. And she's also swapped hands, and like she was also able to like beat like an Iron Man that was like fully prepped. And like this is like even when Tony had like the edge in like, you know, knowledge and having like all the preparation, Captain Marvel still whooped his ass. And she also has transmutation, so she can transmutate you as well and turn you into crystal. She did this in her binary form, but she can pretty much do this in base. And yes, referring back to the skill, she was holding back on Gamora because obviously she considers Gamora like her friend. She also has like gravity manipulation. She was able to like absorb energy from a black hole and like manipulate the gravity around her in her binary. And also she doesn't need to have like, she doesn't need to absorb energy to go in her binary state. She can force binary form without the need of absorbing energy. So like she can do this if she's bloodlusted, pissed off, or if she's like in a serious situation where she needs to perform an area of effect. And she can also use her like her photonic energy to like blind her opponents, like kind of like a solar flare. And she also like absorbed energy to like from electricity or any type of energy based properties to replenish like her fatigue, or like if she needs to like revitalize and like get her like her nutrition and vitamins. So she's literally like she's like a battery, a living battery essentially. She also has like type 3 mortality, so like her healing factor is almost on par with Wolverine's. So she can heal from like pretty serious injuries. She also has like resistance to durability negation. She also survived and tanked a tachyon explosion. And tachyon is the same energy that is coated around Silver Samurai's sword, which is stated to cut through anything. So this is her like tanking and taking a photonic blast. And this is like this is his fight with Wolverine with his sword. And that's just the statements all there. And she was also able to break out of an adamantium / vibranium composite chair restraints. She's also tagged Vision, and Vision is well known for like, being intangible, so she can like hurt beings who are intangible. And she also created a net to trap Vision, because the net has like a special property where it can like interact with people who make themselves intangible. So the net was able to like trap Vision. But she can like hurt intangible beings anyway. She can also like hurt holograms too. So there was like this Kree warrior who was like a hologram, and she was able to physically touch it and hurt it too. So this is just more proof that she can affect beings who are like intangible and who are just holograms. She can also sense energy, so she sensed the brain inside of this weird thing in order to destroy it. She's heat up and insulated her whole body to thaw out her throat and lungs. This was when she was having a fight with a scroll, and the scroll completely was trying to neg her with his ice, and she was able to like deal with that quite well. So she can deal with like anything with like cold temperatures. So she can deal with like any like foes who use like ice manipulation to some degree. She used her cape to suffocate. I think his name's Absorbing Man. But yeah, she suffocated Absorbing Man and knocked him out within like 3 seconds. She also has like a universal hammer, which she can command the hammer to like perform genetic scans. And she can also use it as a weapon to hit people too. And she can also neg hypnosis, so hypnosis does not work. She completely like clapped this scroll, and she even like dares him to like try that shit on her. She's like, try that hypnosis shit on me and see what happens. And she's also has some soul resistance too, which is pretty cool. So I'll go over that right now. She's negged the penance stare, which uses your sins against you, turning your mind, body, and soul to ash. And yeah, she negged it. And then I think this was one of the weaker Ghost Riders, but she was able to whoop his ass regardless. I think his name was Robbie, but yeah, she whooped him when he attempted to use the penance stare on her. And she also has like soul resistance. She's tanked Hellfire on many occasions. There was obviously with the penance stare itself inherently being Hellfire, and of course like just Hellfire in general. So there's definitely a good amount of instances where she's tanked soul-based attacks, which is pretty impressive, since Hellfire does turn your soul into dust, like burns it into ash. And she's also escaped a pocket dimension that was trying to suck her into. And she resisted and broke out of MODOK's mind control, so she has some mind resistance. So she broke out of that and started whooping all the scientists in there. She also has like willpower, so she resisted Nuclear Man's will weakening ray, which is more effective on females, which is very impressive. So it was negging like the other Avengers, and even despite the fact that the potency works far greater on women, the fact that Captain Marvel was like she powered through it and was completely fine and just was gonna beat his ass, Nuclear Man's ass. And this is also another thing she states. She's unaffected by gravity, physics. She states there's no attack she can't deflect, aka like, you know, she has like attack reflection. But that's just a statement, of course. Take that however you like. And she also fights dirty if she's like in like dangerous situations. And that's like Phoenix just memeing. Yeah, sedatives. She has like a resistance to sedatives. They don't really work on her, so drugs, arguably alcohol, I guess. But yeah, that didn't work. They were trying to like knock her out with sedatives and it didn't work. She's also bulletproof too. And this is just another scan of like some thug trying to like pretty much pump her body with bullets, and it didn't work. Bullets didn't do nothing. She's bulletproof. And she's also like broke out of sealing. Like there was this gang that like sealed her whole body in this like shell of glass, and she broke out. And she also has like fast reactions, reaction speed to the point where time appears slow, and she can like see and hear like atoms like bonding, which is pretty impressive. Which obviously overall enhanced senses. She's absorbed a sonic blast, so she can absorb like, you know, energy based attacks, even if it's like sonic based. So she absorbed his beam. She also has force field creation. In her binary, she also like negates the mass of the Phoenix Force and absorbs it and redirects it. But like the Phoenix Force, keep in mind, like it's not very easy to absorb. But she still did it nonetheless, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, let's go on to her other stuff. So her main use of her ability, like, is her like photon blasts, which she channels into her fist, um, or she can like shoot them out of her hands. Her photon blasts vaporize you on atomic to subatomic level. She even threatened Spider-Man that like if he says something bad about her hair, she's gonna just vaporize his ass. So this is just some websites that shout outs to Carnifex too. He sent me some websites on like how like subatomic particles and the force exerted by laser beams and the destruction it can cause. So that's just some like atomic to subatomic level scaling for her photonic blasts. And her blasts can like sterilize cellular structures, which is pretty cool. And she's also resistant to possession, so she vaporized like a carnage suit that was trying to possess her and take control of her, and she completely burst out of it and vaporized it. And she also has like instinctive reaction, instinctively dodged a precise shot from a gun. She fights instinctively. She whooped these like crazy dudes. She also has precognition via her danger sense. She precogged the shooter from behind her. So it's very difficult to get the drop on Carol. That's just another scenario when a gunman tried to like neg her from behind, but that didn't work. She precogged the Avengers being in danger, so she went to go and find them and help. And her danger sense like guides her. So it's pretty consistent. And her danger sense stated to help her anticipate like danger and attacks. So when she's in like sticky situations, it will go off. And she also precogged a missile heading to the Kennedy Space Center. And that's when she flew to it to like immobilize it. And she also precogged a room going to explode. And she was correct, it did blow up. You can also argue some layers into her precog. You can argue at least 10 to 11 or maybe 12 layers of precog. Since she got past like Spider-Man's spider sense, and Spider-Man has shown like fear towards Carol, like he actually is afraid of Captain Marvel. Spider-Man also states he's 10 steps ahead when he was dealing with a thug that was trying to basically shoot at Spider-Man. So that's the scan right there. This is a scan of her like negging him when his spider sense went off. And that's like just some showings of like Peter being like afraid of her. And then yeah, last but not least, she also has like cosmic awareness. She states that it's better than Marvel's, but like Marvel, which he has like cosmic awareness too, it makes it like nearly impossible to like get the drop on him. And he also has like great fighting skill too. But yes, folks, that's pretty much it for Captain Marvel. I hope you guys enjoyed this power scaling video. Leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for further content. Your boy, signing out. Peace.